Hi, good day again, everyone. I want to thank our sponsors for this month of Sivan, the Waintrabs, the Vogels, and the Fulls. I'm today in the very picturesque town of Sinaia, which is a few hours north of Bucharest. Beautiful park here. It's in the shadow of the Palace Castle up in the mountains, and you see that while Bucharest is bleak, like so many communist countries are. Outside of Bucharest, this country is carpeted in green. Maybe that's why, trees and fields. Maybe that's why they said, "Is this a Shana?" Bucharest is not Shana at all. In fact, the communists suppressed even renovation of Gothic era buildings, Moorish era buildings. So many buildings in Bucharest are in decay, in disrepair, and don't have the money to renovate them. So it has that gray, bleak look, but outside the city, it's not so. I'm sitting in the shadow of the Palace Castle, which was built by King Carol I, one of the national heroes of Romania. He was a fairly progressive king, except when it came to Jews. The fact is, King Carol I, who reigned for about over 40 years until World War I, was the one who instituted a constitutional monarchy that granted rights to all Romanian citizens. Alas, only a Christian could be a citizen, and therefore that ruled out all Jews, and he did it intentionally. So Jews would not be able to become citizens, and this over the protests of the Jews who consider themselves to be faithful Romanians. His nephew, who took over for him, King Carol II, was no better, and the two of them, the citizenship is one thing, the two of them did nothing to prevent or protect Jews against the predations of their communist, their Romanian neighbors. Please, please, mulțumesc, did nothing to protect them from the predations of their Romanian neighbors, which took place all the time, and they also favored discriminatory laws against the Jews. And yet, it's important to mention that Romania was the only one of the East Bloc, the communist countries, that has had diplomatic relations with Israel since 1948. After the Six-Day War, led by the Soviet Union, all the countries, the communist countries, broke off diplomatic relations with Israel, except for Romania. Romania at the time had more or less an independent foreign policy, multimas, an independent foreign policy, and they refused to break off relations. In addition to that, the Romanians also allowed Jews, strange for a communist country, more freedom of worship. Not total, but more freedom of worship that you found in other communist societies. So that actually worked in the Jews' favor. Not that it was able to protect the Jews in the long term, and that's why the community today is so small. But there's something else mentioning about Romania and this part of the world. Right north of here, maybe a half hour north, is a town called Brasov. Brasov is famous as the place of the Dracula Castle. Now, Dracula, of course, Count Dracula is a fictional figure, but nonetheless, it is based loosely on a real figure who's one of the heroes of Romanian history, and that is a fellow by the name of Vlad the Impaler, a sobriquet that I think he gave himself. Vlad reigned, was the dictator of Romania for a couple of decades in the 15th century, and he was nicknamed that because of his preferred method of torture. He would impale his victims either this way or that way. Rumors are he would dip his bread into the blood of their bodies. A particular gruesome individual, but nonetheless he's a national hero because he fought off the Bulgarians, the Turks. He went to war many times. He spent his entire career fighting against the enemies of Romania. So, despite the fact that he was a sadistic nutcase, nonetheless, he's a national hero. Well, Romania is a very religious society, and 80% of the people are Orthodox, Romanian Orthodox. Uh, not the same apparently as Russian Orthodox or Greek Orthodox or Latvian Orthodox, Romanian Orthodox. And of the 80% of the country that are Romanian Orthodox, 90% are devout. So it's a religious country. Vlad the Impaler is a religious hero to all these people, notwithstanding the fact that he was a violent maniac who spent his career gloating in the death by torture of his victims. It's so different, at least to us, who are our heroes, who we want to be role models for our society. And I with the seam now because of the Sedra between Nassau and Balotcha. You look now at Aaron Cohen, you look at the Kohanim. The Kohanim get up every day, Yivarech Hashem v'yishmerecha. They convey God's blessings to the people. God should bless us and keep us. He should shine his countenance upon us. He should bring us peace, grace. They want the best for us. They want to elicit from us the best of our character, make us better people. I don't understand how you can admire or lionize a nut like Vlad the Impaler, make him a national hero, and at the same time think that's somehow going to make you a better person. It's not. And it's a problem of the society if they don't realize that. But again, maybe I can't impose the values of Judaism on other societies, but it does indicate many things, especially how religious fervor can coexist with hatred and violence against less favored populations. That's what you have. Okay, when you see this, I'll be on my way out of Romania. So one and all, have a good day.